Hey, good morning. This is a foreigner in the Philippines. Well, I was going to take you a little walk around while I chat. We're having a lot of work. Well, we're having work done on our pool, and it's been a work in progress for a while, but we haven't done anything at all. But we've saved up some cash, and we've been able to go into the next step, which mostly is labor. So I'm going to just take you around. It's a very, very hot day today, and still, just listen to that sound. Nothing. Even the chickens are giving us a rest. The roosters, that is. So, everything is sleepy, as I said. Look at the dogs. Whoever said it's a dog's life? Whoever said that it's a dog's life, as if dogs have a terrible time? This is Miney. Hey Miney, how you doing? Okay, Miney used to be the top dog, but then, well, we got Warrior. Hey Warrior, it's okay, don't get up, okay? Oh, alright. And this is Puppy. I call this one Puppy because she was, when she was growing up with Basha, she was a pawful, if you get my meaning, and she used to beat up on Basha, and then Basha found her strength and grew bigger than our Puppy here, and so now Puppy is underneath. We had some work. This is our visitor. She's not quite attained the status of being a resident and being owned by us. Maybe she'll let me pet her. How are you? Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, baby? Yes? See, she's not really wagging the tail, is she? Although she's letting me pet her. Well, this is the motorcycle of our worker who is doing our tiling. He is also the father of our two young girls who come up and share our life up here. That's Dat and Lorraine. And they were up here very recently and received some awards, and they did very well at school, and we gave them some bags. Well, we gave them bags courtesy of our subscribers. As they always say, we're not the heroes. So, we're doing pretty good down here. Hey, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. Looking good. Beautiful.
Okay, sir.
Beautiful, yeah. I love it. So later, yeah? This coming here and up here, yeah? Looks terrific. How are we doing over there? That's an entire wall that's got to be done. Now we always get someone who's very worried about that cable because it denotes an electrical supply into the pool, and they tell us, and I don't deny that it's true, and tell us that people have lost their lives because of bad maintenance. You'll have that on a trip switch. Somebody did come up with a good idea, and that was to have that as a 12 volt. Maybe that's the answer. We're looking at all of the ways that we can do this. So that's our little update. We went down early this morning with the red. The red is actually going pretty good now. For now. I think our next hit on the red will be new suspension struts at the front there. We had an extra leaf spring put in because of whoops, and they fell on my butt then. We had a new leaf spring put in there, and we've had those straps have been reinforced. I need a new tire on the back here. See, there's always something. That road is very, very hard on the vehicles. There's no getting away from it. These vehicles are not made to do such hard work. Now I'm pointing under here because we even had this tailpipe came adrift and was just flopping around there from the silencer, the muffler. See, there's another little British quirk. We would call that the silencer, and in America, of course, it's called the muffler. I was trying to educate you on a post the other day. Somebody said that they commented on something that I said, which was adjusting the tick over. That's the rate at which the engine, oh sorry, there I go again being British. The motor ticks over, and we call it tick over, but in America they call it idle. Adjust the idle. So when you're British, you have a lot of different things. They often say about the British and the Americans that the British and Americans share everything but a common language. And I'm just looking while I'm meandering around at the state of the back of the truck. It gets such an incredible amount of wear and tear. It's not wear and tear, it's wear and destroy. See, there's one of the old bushings that we replaced recently. It's funny here, whenever they replace anything, they put the old piece, whatever part they took out, they put it in the truck so that you can see what they did. And recently we had, guess what? This is what we had. We had a new gasket put on the head, and there's other stuff there. What's that other one? Yeah, we also had a new clutch as well, and I think that under there somewhere, yeah, there's another one. Look, that's a suspension strut. Now on the suspension strut, we've actually had those bushings, we've had those replaced with much denser, harder rubber, which they recycle from old truck tires. And they'll get the old rubber and they'll machine. Can you see there? See, there's nothing wrong with the arm itself, but the rubber just can't take it, and it rose. See, so that's what we're up against. Here, well, what are we up against here? We're up against the same thing that as a child I used to go to the outside toilet, right? And the outside toilet on a very humble home in the slums of Manchester, in Hume, Manchester, or as they would say there, Oom. Where do you live? I live in Oom. H-U-L-M-E. And as I sat there on the throne, I would pick at the whitewash. The outside privy always used to be whitewashed, and of course I would pick at it, and the more that you pick at it, well, you pick at it again, and that's what's happening here. It came off. Look, you can see that it came off. And then we have kids who are in there, and what do? Well, they pick at it a little bit more. So eventually we'll have to have all of this done again. Some of it has been done again when it was on loan to Pastor Timio, but it will suffer because it's being used too hard. No getting away from that. The work that we expect it to do is too much. So we go through tires very quickly. Go through tires probably at the rate of a new set of tires, at least a new set of tires, maybe every 6 months. This is a fairly new tire, fairly recent. I could afford three new tires, which is what this one's faring the best, and this one obviously in the front it fares the worst because it comes in for the biggest beating. All of them need to be replaced fairly soon. Now this, why have I got the front off? Well, because it just seems to have a bad cooling system. It's a tiny radiator, and does it do the job? Well, don't think so. But instead of sitting in a nice big space under the hood, or as I say as I would say in England, under the bonnet, where you could easily put a new radiator. Here, it's made especially for this tiny radiator. How would we do that without doing major surgery? So I can't take this off and check the water every time by removing this piece at the front, so I leave it off. It's not a beauty anyway, is it? So there we are. I'm afraid our Big Blue is going to sit there until we can afford to get the axle. The axle on this side of the truck needs to be replaced. I actually showed it to you. Now somebody said you should have it jacked up, blocked up, the wheel on, as if we hadn't already done that. Well, take a look. The jack is still there because, well, why not? At some point it will have to take up a little, get it off the block so that we can get the wheel off. The wheel is on, nuts are tightened, even though they don't need to be, because I feel that if there are children around, if they can find a way to make something fall down, bet your life that they can. Looking at the air filter there, look, that's the filter, and that's how much mud it comes in for. I know there's so much that we could do, and eventually, given another 100 years to live, we'll get round to doing it. So our poor Red is going to sit there. Well, I know this is a feel-good channel, but this is life. This is where we've been riding along, and we've been full of kids on Sunday, getting them to and from church, and obviously one of them didn't feel that good, and so open the window and out the window and well, get rid of what was making them not feel so good. So here's our tile adhesive. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think that's 10 of the tile adhesive, and it's waiting there. I want to make sure that they are going to put a waterproofing agent on that cement. That's what I've been told. We need that. We're looking at the very least another day of work up there getting that rendering done. So that's our little update. Okay, Warrior, I told you there's no need to get up, okay? This is the old Warrior dog. This is a Warrior dog that came and just decided, hey, come here. He just decided that he was going to come and live with us. And this is Basher. Basher is the spoiled dog, aren't you? You're just a spoiled dog. Yes, you are, and a jealous one too. Basher is also very intelligent as well, and misbehaved. And this is Old Warrior. And Old Warrior is what they call a sex tourist here. Well, I call him a sex tourist. He used to come round and spend, shall we say, quality time with our ladies. And no doubt he's responsible for some of the puppies that we've had. So here's, somebody said, who do all those dogs belong to? Well, it's a farm. It's what you would call a small holding, I guess. Well, in England they would call it a small holding, and it's about I believe, I don't know, sometimes I get different answers on this, but I believe it's about 10 hectares. Work that out in your acres, if you will. This used to be, as you can see here, this is a different level. This is what the level of the concrete used to be for this little part here, and this was a porch. And this was a porch, and it was a little messy thing, a little messy affair. We took that out, and we're going to concrete this in and make it level with everything else. But then in this part here there was a little carport, for the want of something better, and there was a carport here as well. So we took all of that down and we put this big cover on. And I wanted this to go on because I wanted to be able to sit out there with friends and visitors, so that you could actually be out of the weather. And so this is why we put this in. You can get both trucks in, and probably a third at some point or other. I have an ancient VW Beetle, what they call a bow here, which is I think is Visayan for turtle. And the turtle is up and sitting outside our mechanics, at the back of our mechanics property, and we're going to have to rescue it very soon, and we're hoping that we'll be able to nursemaid it up our road as it is now, and probably put it over here and put it under a sheet, and hope that it doesn't get too much worse. Although right now I haven't seen it for a year, and it probably looks as if all it's good for is keeping chickens in. Now we're hoping it's not going to be so bad. So we have an order coming, supposed to be coming this morning. It was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock, but even as I spoke to our friend Edgar, and he's going to deliver down to that house there. That house is Julio's house, the first incomplete building that you can see there, construction site, is the house of, or the house to be, of Jessica and James. James is in America right now, and he will be coming back. A date unknown, I guess it depends. He often travels back and forth at the last moment, so we never quite know when he's arriving, never quite know when he's leaving. But anyway, that's his house, and it's under construction, as you can see. The one in the distance, the small house under the tree there, that belongs to Julio, who is working on the swimming pool. Now, when the delivery arrives, as you can see, that's the brown strip is our new road, our newly graded road, which is such a big improvement. The truck will not be able to come over our bridge. I don't want that, and I don't want a big truck coming up this site here. And anyway, I don't think it would be able to negotiate the bends after the bridge is a fairly sharp turn, and it has steep walls on either side. I really don't think that the truck could make it without causing a lot of damage. So they're going to drop the many tiles which are going to be needed for that pool, and they're going to drop them down there, all in boxes of course. So they'll drop them down there, and then I'll go down and I'll do 4 or 5 or 6 trips maybe, and I'll pick up the tiles. This is pigs. Oh God, we really are doing a tour, aren't we, this today? Not quite sure what's supposed to be happening here. Hey, how you doing? Huh? Never quite took to pigs, you know. I mean, what kind of a conversation can you have with a pig? Yeah, hello. Hey. Oh. Huh. Now, apparently pigs are very intelligent. Huh. And there's Basha checking out the pigs, look. Hey! Basha, you behave. The pigs are where they should be, you're not. Huh? Oh, you're being a bad girl. Oh, Are you being a bad girl? Are you? So I'm waiting now for the tiles to arrive. We'll be able to see it from here. We'll probably, the air is very clear and still today, so we'll be able to hear them coming. In fact, look at that blue sky. It's a beautiful day today. We will promise them between 9 and 10, but even as I was saying, even as Edgar is telling me, yes, you can have them by 9, it kind of slid round and he said, yes, you can have them by 10. And I thought I better get out of here before it becomes the next day delivery. So this is a construction site, this side of the house. This is what we've recently put in, relatively recently. We made all of this into a concrete strip. This is a great play area for kids, and it's all right up into and under our cover. Yes, people have said, oh, you haven't finished your house and you're having a pool done. Well, yes, that's true. Somebody said, oh, you're really Filipino now. Well, maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. We had the cover there so that we could sit up there, so that people who come and stay with us in our guest house. Actually, our guest house has better facilities than we do. It has a flushing toilet. We have an indoor toilet, admittedly, but at the moment it's not flushing. And we're only now just getting to have time that we can sit back, do simple videos like the one that I'm doing now, and I'll spend 15 or 20 minutes doing this, and then I'll go in and Beth will upload it. It's very, very simple. Normally a video that we do may mean that we have to drive a considerable distance to some site way up in the mountains to where we're building a house for someone who would otherwise be living without hope of ever having a completed house. And we do that, and we take joy in helping people who are so much worse off than us. Because even though our house is very simple, as you can see, it's no beauty, is it? It's a big square box. We don't want for anything. We are, I think, we are privileged. I think that we are blessed. So much that we could do. It would be nice to have a kitchen, which I suppose I should comment, now that I've mentioned the word kitchen, on people's comments, subscribers' comments, who say about myself as a Brit, not getting food that I'm used to and love. You know, I don't go without on anything. I mean, I eat. I did 8.5 years in the army. For 8.5 years I was in the army, and when we went to what we call the canteen or the cookhouse, actually we called it the cookhouse, not the canteen or the cafeteria, nothing quite so grand. We went to the cookhouse to eat, and guess what? If you didn't eat what was put out, what was flopped onto your plate as you held it out to the server, and you walked along the line getting flop this, flop that, flop the other, carrots, Brussels sprouts, meat, whatever that was. If you didn't like that, you were free to not eat it. And then later you were free to go hungry. Now, when I went in the army, I was 15 years old. Now, when you're 15 years old, you're a fussy little thing, aren't you? I used to say, Mom, I don't want this Brussels sprouts, I don't like them. And she would say, oh, eat them up, they're very good for you. Well, guess what? When I went into the army, and I said, I don't want these Brussels sprouts, Mom wasn't listening. She was a long way away. And when I said, I don't like Brussels sprouts, yes, and your point? Don't eat them. Well, I don't like carrots either. Well, don't eat them, son. And well, I'm not very keen on swede either. Fine, don't eat it. Don't eat any of it. But I'm hungry. Suddenly, Sonny, you got the picture. And that was what we did. And so now, truly, I don't complain about the food that I get now. I don't eat stinky fish because I don't like stinky fish. I don't like the smell, and I associate eating and taste with smell. And it's a delicacy. It's a basic for Nanai, for Beth, for Lena. They love that. So who am I to say, no, I want baked beans and and all those other foods that I'm used to having. Well, you know, it's not going to happen. Now, when we have a kitchen, and that may be on the horizon soon, because I may actually start work again and produce a kitchen. And believe it or not, that actually is the kind of thing that I used to do. And if you look back on some of my artwork, you'll see that I used to be a custom furniture maker. I designed and built custom furniture in California. And I was at one time the woodshop manager of a company that made movie replicas. That was things like the lightsaber from Star Wars. They made things like that, and I was in charge of the woodshop. So it's just a matter of time and, of course, money, as always, which we will have by and by. No complaints, sir. None of what we do right now is being harmed by this, what can we say, this block that we're having on our activities. Personally, it's not affecting us at all. Sadly, our nonsense videos where Beth and I have a nonsense conversation and just joke about and do our spontaneous little George and Gracie or Abbott and Costello, struggling to get that out. That's what we do, and if you look, those videos have tens of thousands of views, whereas providing a home for a family of 6 or 7 children that have been living in the most pitiful conditions may have 2,000 or 3,000 views. See, so sometimes people want to be uplifted and they want to laugh. They want to have fun. And that's what we're doing right now. So, if anything, the statistics on our channel have risen. In fact, I actually said to a friend the other day, it's as if our channel was tied to a rocket, and then they lit the blue touch paper and the rocket took off and it took our channel with it. Whereas just before Christmas I had made a wish saying I would be very happy if we could have a subscription of 10,000 by Christmas. That was Christmas just gone. And now we are actually on that rocket ride to 33,000. We will be at 33,000 in a couple of days. I don't doubt this. I predict it. You can tell me if I'm wrong. So, back now to a quick look at the pool, and then I'll let you go. Wow, it doesn't look great. And for those who are interested, what's going to happen after this, as I said, we're going to have the tile delivered today. It's going to be a while before it can go in, but this will be ready to put the pump in I should really make this another video, so I'll click off here. Thanks for looking in. Great to have you. Thanks for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe and share. Bye for now.